All right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the truth hour with General Sarah Soon said he kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. I'm excited and delighted to be accepting members to the Sarah Soon said YouTube page, a dynamic page. Y'all know what it is. Black Power, Black Frequency. You feeling that frequency and energy, you should most definitely join. Link right down in the video description. It's in the chat. Click that link. You'll get a video introduction rundown on the memberships, what they entail. You see one you like, you should most definitely join. Even if you don't, I appreciate your presence here at the Sarah Soon Seti YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to advance. That's right, family. Ring the alarm, KingSeti.com, online marketplace, official General Sarah Soon Seti DVD lectures, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor, accessories for every room in the house. I got something nice for your family. I know you're going to like it and love it. Get over there, check it out, catalog, get you something nice, get a discount, shop and save and shop. Pull the fire alarm, generalseti.com, SETI University. We talking about over 15, man. Nothing but fire. Nothing but fire. The Black Power Netflix, 40 different subjects. You know what I'm saying? We got all the exquisite subjects that you could ever, imagine. We got the top subjects, Making of the White Man. We got When Egypt Ruled the Earth. We got Black Illuminati, Freemasonry Exposed, Hip Hop Agenda. We got Christianity, Islam, Judaism Exposed. We got all that, family. We got it for you. Ain't no other. Plus, we got the Grandmaster Teachers. There's not another website on the planet that could compete. So all you need to do is just check it out, family. Thank me later. Get over there, check it out, and become a member today. Everybody knows Seti popping on Patreon. Going on after a couple videos on here. I'm going on the Rock Patreon today. Any of the family out there that been on my Patreon know I'm about to rock the house today, so don't you dare miss it. So get on over there to my Patreon, over 500 exclusive live streams, never to be seen on any other platform. And it's all lecture platform. So you already know the visuals is off the chain. So get over there today, family, and become a patron. And all the family that donate to the General, I thank you. I appreciate the fact you appreciate me, hard work I put in. Any of the family would like to donate to the General, link is in the video description. It's in the chat. Click it, donate. I thank you ahead of time. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube pages, King Seti, General Seti, Sarah Soon Seti. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up, like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends. And comment. Just don't say nothing stupid, because I will ban your ass. Here we go, family. I know you niggas out there. I know you out there hopping around like a bunny rabbit. I know you. You out there hopping around like a bunny rabbit. You know what I'm saying? And, today is the resurrection of Jesus Christ. That's right. The resurrection of Jesus Christ. He was dead for three days, and he resurrected in a rotten corpse. That's right. He resurrected in a rotten corpse and was walking around stinking like a motherfucker. That's what he did. You understand what I'm saying? Walking around stinking like a motherfucker. Rigor mortis and shit. You know what I'm saying? Flesh all, deteriorated and shit. Yeah. That's what y'all believe. Shame on you niggas. Still, even into this late days of consciousness, you niggas is still walking around talking about Jesus resurrected on Easter Sunday. Shame on you niggas. But we're going to talk about it today, that Jesus is not Jesus is the S-U-N, not the S-O-N. And I know all you niggas I know a lot of my Christian folk is out there, they running from me. You see what I'm saying? I know you running from me, nigga. You see what I'm saying? You hiding and shit. You peeking at the information, though, because it's astounding information. It's astounding information, but you still locked into your mythos, nigga. You like the genie in the lamp, nigga. You trapped in that book, just like the genie is trapped in that lamp. And a lot of you niggas don't want to get out. You don't want to get out. You love Jesus. You niggas love Jesus. Y'all make sure y'all, yeah. What's up, fam? Y'all make sure y'all get the Bible with the white Jesus in it. I know you niggas. Yeah, Black Power. Yeah. Yeah, that book is the truth. Israel bound. You know better than come over here and talking about that book is the truth, man. No, you're not gonna do that. I ain't gonna sacrifice you today. Israel bound. I'm not gonna sacrifice you today. I'm gonna let you live. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna do your ass like Abraham was gonna do Isaac. I'm gonna lay your ass up on the altar, man, and I'm gonna sacrifice you now. Don't do that now. Don't do that. You know you ain't ready. You ain't ready to you I know I'm just playing with you, Israel. You know I ain't gonna do you like that. You know we family. I love it when y'all come over and let's expand the knowledge. I wouldn't do you like that, family. You see what I'm saying? Just playing with. We just want to expand the knowledge. That's all. You know what I'm saying? And that's real talk. But let's deal with this now. Let's deal with this because simply let's deal with this. And I'm glad, yes, family is in the house, you know, and hey, come on over, Israel bound. You come on over. And matter of fact, let me work with you immediately. Let me work with you. You see, so you can see this now. I want you to see this. And we understand that, you know, when we talk about Jesus as the S-U-N, and he is the S-U-N, you have to understand, number one, you got esoterical, you got exoterical. You see, and you know, esoterical means the hidden wisdom. You see, the hidden wisdom. And then you got that which is for the common man. Matter of fact, let me get my work. Let me get my work. Let me get my work. Which one I want to get out of there? What lecture is that? Wait a minute. Let me see which one of them. I got so many. Let me see which one that is. Let me see if it's this one. Let me get that work. Let me get that work. Let me see, is this it? Let me see. Let me see, is this it? If not, that's all right. Let me see if it's this one. Let me see if it's this one. If not, I'm gonna just go on and ease on through this. You know what I'm saying? It's not a problem. It's not a problem. Matter of fact, is that it? Yeah, hold on. Okay, I ain't gonna look forward too much more. I ain't gonna look forward too much more. I ain't gonna look forward too much more. It's probably over here. And I'll put it up here. I believe. Okay, I ain't gonna chase it. I ain't gonna chase it. I was looking for this these parables. Let me see. And if not, that's all right. All right, let's roll. Let's roll. We ain't gonna wait on that. I'll look it up if I want to. Now, when we dealing with number one, let's deal with this now. I want to work with you. And I'm gonna show you that, you know, that when you deal with the Bible is so astrotheology. Okay, we must understand that is astrotheology. And when you even when you deal in the Old Testament, let's deal because when you look at Jacob, hear me out. When you deal with Jacob, when you deal who would later be named Israel, and he have his 12 sons. You see, in that instance, Jacob is the S-U-N. Okay, and his 12 sons become the 12 houses of the zodiac. Okay, how many wives did Jacob have those 12 sons by? 4 wives. 4 wives. And he had all 12 of them sons by 4 wives. And the 4 wives is the solstices and the equinoxes. Okay, the summer solstice, the winter solstice, the spring and the fall equinox. You come right on into the New Testament. Then you have Jesus. Some of you niggas say Yeshua. Whichever one you want to, Barabbas by any other name is just the same. Barabbas by any other name is just the same. And it could be the 4 seasons. It could be the cardinal points. It could be the cardinal points. You see, it could be the equinoxes. It could be the seasons. It could be the cardinal points. Not all landmass have 4 seasons though. We have to understand that too. You know what I'm saying? So the cardinal points, north, south, east, and west. And when you come in and you come into the New Testament, is Jesus and the 12 disciples, and then you got the 4 you have the 4 gospels. Now, when you come into, I'm gonna show you some things. I'm gonna work out with you today. Let me put this Christianity one in. Let me work out with y'all today. Let me give y'all a treat. I know it's your holiday, you know. So let me put something up here for y'all. We let's put something up there. You know, let me fuck y'all Easter up. You know, ain't no problem. Fuck your Easter up today. Enlighten you. Okay, this the other one. Let me get that one. Let me get the Christianity. We'll come back over to that. Oh, here we go. So when we talk about Psalms 84, it says, "For the Lord God is a sun, okay, and a shield. The Lord will give grace and glory. No good thing will he withhold from them that walk uprightly." You see, not on all fours, but walk uprightly. Is more than one meaning in there now. You see, Malachi chapter 4, verse 2, "But unto you that fear my name," listen to me, "shall the Son," spelled with a capital S. I always emphasize that to you. See, you don't capitalize anything unless it's a person, place, or thing. In this instance, the Son is the person of God. You see, it is the person of God. I want you to wake up today. I want you to, take time to, see this. You know, you got a exoterical, you got an esoterical. You see, I'm trying to take you some levels up now. I'm trying to take you some levels up, because if you come up just a few levels, you will begin to read these books, these so-called spiritual books and so on and so forth, from a different perspective. You see, "But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings." Come on, walk with me now. Walk with me now. Let me talk to you now. You see right there now. I know you see. Matter of fact, let me get that out of there. I don't know why that's back there. Yeah. Oh, what that was. Let me bring it back. I see why it's back there. Okay. That's part of it. Yeah. "But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings." That will later become the Caduceus. This is coming right up out of the Nile Valley, family. Coming right up out the Nile Valley. I don't want to hesitate to make that plain. You see, now as you see that this is the Son, okay, as you can see, and which would later become in the biblical the winged son, but with the cobras, with the king cobras. You feel me? This would later become what they call the brazen serpent. You see, the serpent up on the pole, which is later is the Caduceus. And so it was for healing. The Israelites at a time when they forsake God. They did not believe, you know what I'm saying, in what God had provided for them, as far as blessings and lead. Now, this is all a story. Now, I don't want y'all to think I'm preaching. I'm just trying to get to the goddamn brazen serpent. So don't mistake me when I say this. They had forsaken God and he cursed them. He had the serpents bite their ass. And so they was out there getting bit up, and they begged Moses, say, please please ask God to forgive us. And Moses cried to God, say, please, God, give him one more chance. And God told him to put the serpent up on the pole. And if they would look up and see it, it would heal them. You see? And so this is what he's talking about. The Son of Righteousness shall arise with healing in his wings. This is the Badeti that came up out of Egypt. You see, but see, what y'all don't understand is that you got a cosmological depiction and you got an anthropomorphic depiction. You see, so when you look at the top, you see the cosmological depiction of the creator, and then you got the anthropomorphic depiction, which you see as a man, but you see is nonetheless is the same, it's one and the same. But what they do for man to understand a lot of the information, they create these allegories, just like Aesop fables. You see what I'm saying? Just like Aesop fables. So they can take something that might be complex on the astrological plane and teach it, you see what I'm saying, on the anthropomorphic plane, so it'd be easier for the people to swallow it. You see, you have to make it for the people to swallow it. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. I can't let you get away with that. I can't let you get away with that unless you can show me is Malachi. I mean, because both of these books, matter of fact, let me look this up before I get into Israel. I like that. Come on with it, Israel. It's Old Testament. Okay, both of them is Old Testament. So when it says, listen to me, Israel, let me tell you, I don't want you to prove it because I'm reading right there. These is God's words now. I don't want you to prove nothing to me because I'm reading God's words. See, this is where I have a problem. I know you're going to go and get another verse. I know you, but okay, listen to me, Israel. This is what I want you to understand. And this is what happens. This is what happens. Because nowhere in the book where it says that you can get another verse to trump a verse that I speak. If it's in the book, it's the word of God. And so what you want to do is you want to go find a verse, you say trump the verse I just spoke. You see what I'm saying? And so that's the problem. And there's nowhere in the Bible that says that because you can go find a verse that might not agree with the verse I just stated, that it trumps that verse. Only you are saying that. That don't mean that I could be saying my verse. So unless God can open up the sky and validate which verse trumps the other, then that's your speculation that you can trump me. The fact that I'm reading, see, the problem is this, the fact that I'm reading from the scriptures. See, I'm not going to get this from nowhere else. I'm getting it out of the scripture. Both of the book, the terms are spoken in the Old Testament. You say that's Jesus. No, I don't believe that. And I don't believe that. I believe that both in the Old Testament and in the New Testament, both Yahweh and Jesus was depicted as the Son. And now the thing is about Yahweh, that wasn't the only, astrological, planet or star that he was depicted as, but most definitely at time, Yahweh was depicted as the S-U-N. Period. You see what I'm saying? Now, even if we have to go into Baal Haman, we can go into Amen. We can pull it because you know what I'm saying, y'all? L. You see what I'm saying? We can go and deal with that, Israel. We can get into L. You see what I'm saying? We could take it right on back to the now, because when we go and look at the depiction of El, he's depicted, number one, as Amen, and he's depicted as Osiris. So, you're not talking about Israel. So it's not, and so let's deal with that. The fact that El is a Canaanite deity. Yeah, let's deal with that. El is a Canaanite deity. Okay. And so, and so when you understand that the Canaanites were brothers of the Nile Valley, that they were brothers of ancient Egypt, you're going to see that many of those deities of Canaan are Egyptian deities by another name. You see? And so you see that El wore the crown of Upper Egypt, which was out of the south. El wore the crown of Nubia. He had the Nubian crown. He had the crown of Upper Egypt on his head. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, let's deal with that. See, you can't see, and right there, see, that's going to take you outside of the Bible, because the simple fact that y'all attach yourself to religions, and you attach yourself to nations that technically didn't have nothing to do with Yahweh, because Yahweh supposedly had cursed the Canaanites and so on and so how y'all ended up with that God, you understand, in a whole lot. I mean, El is literally the most spoken term for God in the whole Bible. You see what I'm saying? Literally the most spoken term for God in the whole Bible. So when I say this now, when I speak and it says, and it has a capital S, that's God. That's God, brother. I don't understand what you're saying to me. This is in the book. So it says the whole book is to be, what it say? To be spoken as, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me get that phrase. It's 2 Timothy, I believe, verse 16 through 17. All scripture is given by inspiration of God and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness. All scripture is given by inspiration of God. All right. I want you to understand me when I say that now. I want you to understand me when I say that. So we're proving here that, and so when you see, wait a minute, let me work. And I know a lot of people they're gonna say what we just proved. And here we go. When we talk about the caduceus, which is none other than the brazen serpent. That's the same thing as the brazen serpent. Okay, that Moses, who was an Egyptian. Okay, let's be clear about that now. See, this is the thing, another thing that they don't want to talk about. You see, another thing that they don't want to talk about is that Moses was an Egyptian. You see, he was an Egyptian. Now, let me tell y'all, as I showed, as a matter of fact, let me make it small for you so we can keep that up there, that he was an Egyptian, and that he didn't know any other language. See, this is what we have to understand, that Moses was raised in Egypt. Now, a lot of people, especially that come out of the Hebrew faith, they believe that the Bible is older than ancient Egypt. Somehow they didn't, these biblical writers didn't force fit Egypt inside of the Bible, which is a goddamn lie. I could prove that. And it's more than one. I proved it with the Noah myth and the Abydos Kings list. But But quickly, if you look at the life of Moses, because if you look at Genesis, it says the first book of Moses. Okay, the first book of Moses. Now let me, and I'm gonna argue that at the same time when you talk about Genesis, because actually the first book of Moses is not Genesis, is Exodus. Okay, I told y'all that time and time before that the first book of Moses is Exodus. How is that? Let me show you. I can't give it all to you right now. Let me show you how Exodus is the first book of Moses. Okay, so now quickly, let me run down. If you go to Acts chapter 7, starting, I believe, around 22, it'll give you a short chronology of the life of Moses. It fit right on in the Old Testament. It don't contradict that Moses lived to be 120 years old. Okay, he lives to be 120 years old. And it breaks his life up into 3 40-year periods. 3 40-year periods. The first 40 years ends when Moses killed Pharaoh's soldier and he flees Egypt. He flees Egypt, but he's born in Egypt. He's raised in Egypt. He's educated in Egypt. And somehow out of nowhere, he finds out that he's a Hebrew. He's an Israelite. And he kills Pharaoh's soldier who is obviously beating one of his brothers. Somehow at 40 years old, the nigga figures out that he's an Israelite. It ain't nothing in between. Now, 40 years old, nigga, you are almost on your way, nigga, to the tombstone. But somehow at 40 years old, he figures out he's an Israelite. That's his first 40 years. And so he flees into the land of Midian. And he stays there damn near for another 40 years. For God talks to him in the burning bush. Now, so at the burning bush, and between the burning bush and him going back, because at the burning bush, God chooses Moses. He said, "You gonna be my deliverer." You see what I'm saying? You gonna be my deliverer. So I want you to go into Egypt. I want you to tell Pharaoh everything that I'm telling you. Let my people go. So between the burning bush, the 10 plagues of Egypt, and the Exodus. At the Exodus, Moses is 80 years old. Okay? He's 80 years old at the Exodus. And then the last 40 years of Moses' life is in the Sinai, I believe the Sinai desert. You see what I'm saying? They wander around the desert for 40 years. And Moses dies in that desert, okay? And so he was never allowed to enter into Canaan. Now, let me show you something. It is in the last 40 years of Moses' life where he receives the Decalogue. That's the 10 commandments. That's the ordinances. And God commands Moses to write a book. That's in the last 40 years of his life. You see, so when you talk about what book it came first, Exodus came first, because what you're doing here, when you say Genesis come first, you putting the book before the man. See, Exodus opens up, Moses is a baby. Ain't no goddamn books. You see, they tricking niggas by putting Genesis in the beginning. Genesis is not the first book. Exodus is the first book because it shows Moses as a child. It wasn't no damn books before Moses. You look on the goddamn book, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Deuteronomy, Numbers, it says the book of goddamn Moses. You cannot put any of them books before the birth of the man. And I want y'all to understand me when I say that. So when you open up Exodus, Moses is a baby. So you have to put Exodus first. And then you put all the other books, because he do not receive any of that motherfucking information into the last 40 years of his life. And if you do that, When Exodus opens up, you will see he's a child in Egypt is already 3,000 years old before he's even fucking born. But see, they knew that. So they put that Genesis shit in the beginning to trick you. God ain't never told Noah to write a book. Noah don't have no book. It's Moses that write a Noah. You wouldn't have known of no damn Noah if it wasn't for Moses. Okay, because he wrote Genesis. Abraham didn't write a book. Abraham did not write a book. Okay, so if you was dependent on Abraham to tell you about anything about the Bible, you would have been lost because Abraham did not write a book. It was Moses that wrote Genesis, that introduces Abraham to you. Okay, Jacob didn't write no book. Israel did not write a book. It was Moses that wrote of Israel. He the one that wrote Genesis. And so if Moses introduced all of them characters into the literary world. You see what I'm saying? You can't put the goddamn book before the man. That's why I keep telling y'all. So when that book opens up, you can go on and you can, even on the movie, you see all these pyramids is built and motherfuckers is talking about the Bible, how old the Bible is not old. The Bible is not old. It wasn't even written at the time when Egypt was standing. It hadn't even been written. Even if you go by the Bible. See, but you gotta quit letting them trick you and put Genesis first. You start at Exodus. Okay, and if you start at Exodus and you put that shit in chronological order, you will see that Egypt and Africa is older than anything in the Bible. Quit letting them trick you like that now. Quit letting them trick you like that. And so Moses was an Egyptian. And I just put a video out. Ask yourself, if Moses wrote the first Bible, what language did he write it in? The Hebrews didn't have no language. The Hebrews didn't have no language. They didn't. If you go into the Bible, there is not a language of Hebrew in the Bible. It is referred to as the language of Canaan. You see, Moses didn't even go into Canaan. He was forbidden to go into Canaan. He never went into Canaan. So he never wrote or knew or talked or any of that language of Canaan. The only language that he ever known was the language that he learned in Africa, in Egypt. So when Moses wrote the first Bible, what did it look like? It looked just like all them other Medunetta scrolls that you see in the Nile Valley right now, because that was the only knowledge, that was the only language that he was ever educated in. That was the only language that he was ever educated in. The Hebrews did not have an alphabet. The alphabet that they are calling Hebrew is Phoenician, which got their language from the Egyptians. I want y'all to wake up today, family. I want y'all to wake up today. And so, I mean, imagine being in Egypt for 400 years and not worshiping the sun. You see, imagine that. So they want to, you think that you can get away with being and taking from Egypt, taking from Africa, all that you have and not give credit, but we are not going to let you do it. We're going to put you on Front Street. We're going to expose the truth any chance we get. Okay, so Jacob, Israel, I know, good brother. I'm not trying to, you got to understand it's levels. It's levels. It's levels to this shit. Do you see what I'm saying? Just like you see that ring, how it just keep pulsating. Every time another ring go out, that's a stage of wisdom. We going deeper and deeper. You know what I'm saying? And it's an eternal thing, good brother. It's an eternal thing. Yeah, it's an eternal thing. And so if you stop right there on level one, you feel me? Then you will never get past that. You see? You will never get past that. So we want you to keep your mind open. We ain't done today. I'm about to move to the next stage. We're going to have fun today, believe it or not. Yeah. Jesus is an anthropomorphic creation to explain a cosmological understanding. You see what I'm saying? Just like the man in the moon. See, most of us understand, if you understand the esoterical, you know this. You not, oh, Jesus ain't real. Those who had the esoterical understanding know he the son. We not, so they gonna automatically peel that top layer off of it. If you catch yourself saying, man, Jesus ain't real, then we understand that, but do you know the science up under there? Do you know that? You understand what I'm saying? All you had to do is say Jesus is just an anthropomorphic creation to explain a cosmological understanding. That's it. That's all that is, family, all of that. And I'm going to end with this. Just like Jesus say, in my Father's house is many mansions. Now, good and goddamn well ain't no mansion on no cloud, nigga. You see what I'm saying? If it's a mansion, we say, and Jesus say, in my Father's house is many mansions. Okay, imagine that you go to heaven and you get up there, they got mansions, right? You see, and you a ghost, you a spirit. In every motherfucking movie I ever seen, you see a motherfucking spirit can walk through walls. So when you get up there and you got a mansion and God gonna give you a mansion, right? Do it got a door on it? Do the mansion got a door on it? Okay, so when you get to the door, how do you get in? Do you stick a key in the motherfucker and turn it? Or do it got one of them security things on it where you punch the code in? How the fuck do you get through the door? Do you walk through it? And if you can walk through the goddamn door, what you need the goddamn door for? And if you a ghost and you could just walk through walls and shit, what happened if you get cold, nigga? Can you keep the breeze out that motherfucker, or do the breeze just come right on through? I'm trying to figure that out. The houses are the houses of the zodiac. We know this. I didn't taught you this, family. They say, in my Father's house is many mansions. The mansions are the houses of the zodiac. Okay, so I just want you to understand that. And so it's many esoterical meanings in the book. Like God walks on. If y'all see that, I was the one that introduced that photo. Over 15, I see niggas then where I show Jesus walking on water, and then I show you the sun, the image of the sun mirrored, in the water, walking on the water. I introduced that. Over 15, I can show you I introduced that. You see, and I got more when I seen niggas, but see, I got more that I have not introduced. And I've kept it to myself, not because I say, I want to see if you niggas can take it in, and a motherfucker took it further. I give y'all niggas a little bit, and that's what you're supposed to do. But I'm trying to see if they're gonna come with the niggas ain't came. They took that one photo and a couple more and they put that shit all, plaster it all across the internet. But I got more that I haven't seen they ass take. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, nigga, I'm gonna just let y'all know. I'll take your ass out to deep, nigga. You want to swim, nigga? We can swim now. We can go out there now. But you got to get back on your own. That's all I'm going to tell you. If you're going to go out there with me, you got to get back on your own. We got more, family. I want y'all to hit me up, support the general. We ain't went nowhere. We just getting started. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power.